Welcome to episode 19, Working in a Group. In this short video, we outline how a group project will need to take a different approach to a project where there is only one person completing the work. Group projects are ideally suited to artifact and performance projects. Artifact projects that have been group projects include teams of students designing and making a robot for a national competition, or a team who are making products to sell as a business. Performance projects work well as group projects because a performance like a play or event usually require more than one person. Report-style projects are rarely suitable for group work, but they are not impossible. To be able to submit your work as a group project, you need to ensure the following are possible. Firstly, every student needs a clear, identifiable role within the group. This will allow them to have ownership over one part of the project, will give them something to focus upon, and will make assessment possible. The student will produce their own evidence. This will be a report that they write from the perspective of what they are in charge of or focused on, and any created outcome at the end, either performance or artifact related. If there is any shared work happening, it is very difficult to identify who did what work in this situation. What this means is that any work that is going to be assessed needs to clearly show who did that work, so that the marks can be attributed to the right student. If it is not clear, it is better to not include this evidence, or exclude it from the assessment. Students will need to discuss and agree key information in documents that will be submitted, like the project proposal form, but one form will need to be created for each student. There cannot be one form for the whole group. If you are considering a group project, ask all your group to read the following information together, so that you can start to agree some of these approaches. To start with, every member of the group is going to have a role, which might also mean they need a title. If you are producing a play, you might have a director, a script writer, actors, lighting engineer, and so on. If you are making a robot for a competition, you might have a team leader, programmer, builder, marketing person, equipment specialist, and so on. Using collaborative tools will help your group be more efficient and stay on task. This could be a WhatsApp group, but there are so many tools you could use to coordinate your activity throughout the project, from a shared calendar to a digital planner. At the start of the project, each team member will create their own report document and maintain this as they move through the project. If any work is done in a shared project file, individual contributions must be clearly identified, for example, using highlighting, annotation, or a color code scheme. When group members fall out or disagree, the group will need to resolve these quickly to ensure everyone feels happy with the progress, direction, and work sharing of the project. This can sometimes be the hardest part of group projects. Try to ensure everyone has equal work to do. This means that if there is a lot to do, make sure this work is shared around, and not all on one or two people. A person's role can change over time, but it is really important that everyone has something to focus on. That is ideally the same amount of work as the other members of the group. And lastly, if you are producing a performance, the recording needs to identify each of the members of the group to support with the assessment. If the performance is a play, make sure every team member has a chance to introduce themselves at the start or the end of the recording.